हम जब इंश्योरेंस खरीदते हैं तो इंश्योरेंस भी एक तरह का दे डू रिस्क असेसमेंट. So how does that actually work?
For example, age is one.
Hmm.
So if you're looking at someone who's like 60 in his or her 60s, so ज़ाहिर है उस पे you understand that the probability of them getting sick versus someone who's in 20s is definitely high.
What was it always on your mind to become an actuary, या फिर how was your childhood like? कि क्या aspirations थी और किसने बताया आपको कि like there is something called actuarial sciences that you can actually come into?
होता यही है कि because of that everybody is either into computer sciences और या फिर चार्ट अकाउंट बनना है या फिर engineer बनना है या फिर डॉक्टर बनना. Why aren't you looking at actual sciences? And we looked at what is that?
Every single person was encouraging the fact that this is the highest paying profession. So why is it a highest paying profession?
There are two aspects to it. It's not easy to become an actuary. You have to work really, really hard. You have to study hard. You have to work hard at the same time. So it's not easy. Not everybody can become an actuary, but a lot of them do.
So what is the exact procedure for somebody to actually come into actuarial sciences? Okay, so I think the profession that you're in, Zen, is not something you commonly see around. Like if you ask someone to, they will tell you that yes, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, ACCA or even CA, but you rarely hear say anyone, at least I haven't in my experience, that I'm an actuarial scientist. Yeah, I belong to the actuarial profession. So if you were to explain what exactly is an actuarial profession to somebody who has never heard about it in very simple language, how would you explain it?
जी बिल्कुल ऐसे ऐसे ही है सारा. I mean in the past when I was entering the profession nobody had heard about it. और आज भी even though we have information readily available, generally you see people not having any idea कि actual profession है क्या. Actual profession and it's a bit difficult to actually explain as well कि actually करता क्या है. But technical उसकी definition ये है कि जी they make financial sense of the future. बट असल में उसको अगर मैं एक्सप्लेन करूँ तो इस तरह से कह सकता हूँ कि जो रिस्क है, जो जितने भी दुनिया में रिस्क हैं, चाहे वो क्लाइमेट रिस्क हो या रिस्क ऑफ एक्सीडेंट हो या रिस्क ऑफ अर्थक्वेक हो या रिस्क ऑफ डाइंग हो या रिस्क ऑफ हैविंग अ बैड डिजीज़, दीज आर ऑल रिस्क्स. इन रिस्क्स को क्वांटिफाई करके इनको प्राइस करके इनके गिर्द एक प्रोडक्ट डेवलप करने का जो बेसिक काम है वो एक्चुअली करते हैं. और उससे फ़ायदा ये होता है कि फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी रहती है सिस्टम में, इंडिविजुअल्स में और उनकी फैमिलीज़ में और फिर ओवरऑल सिस्टम में और पूरे मुल्क में.
But assessing a risk, that's a very hard job because you talked about climate risks, you talked about health risk. तो ये तो एक नागहानी चीज़ है ना कि ये तो कभी भी हो सकती है.
जी.
Like we're sitting here right now and being in Karachi, the unpredictable weather, let's say we have, अगर बैठे बैठे अभी बाहर बारिश शुरू हो जाए, कोई storm आ जाए, कोई hurricane आ जाए, we wouldn't know about it.
जी.
These are natural disasters that you possibly cannot control. And a healthy person can get sick at any point in life. You see people having heart attack these days. It's very common now. So assessing that kind of a risk, which is almost natural and you never know when is it going to happen, how is that even possible?
Yeah, that's what makes actual profession a very interesting profession because there are tools, there are ways where we can predict. Now nobody can predict the future if सिर्फ अल्लाह को ज़ाहिर फ्यूचर का पता है, लेकिन आप एक पास के जो ट्रेंड्स हैं उनको देखकर और बहुत सारे और पैरामीटर्स को ऐड करके यू कैन वेरी मेक अ वेरी गुड assumption about what will happen over the next day or the next year or the years. Now, of course, a lot of times things don't go, they don't go.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, but then that, sort of deviation is also built into the assumption कि जी ठीक है, अगर ये चीज़ हुई तो फिर ये करेंगे, अगर ये नहीं हुई तो फिर हम इसको किस तरह से मैनेज करेंगे. Which is why it, actuarial काम जो है वो थोड़ा सा मुख्तलिफ है दूसरे profession से because you are actually trying to predict and then predict not in terms of prediction but predict in terms of financial perspectives of what's going to happen over the next few years in an individual's life, or in some cases even like climate risk in sort of a city's situation and so on. So that making that assumption using probability, using past trends. अब आप किसी इलाके में बैठे हैं जहाँ पे फ्लड्स बहुत कॉमन है, तो यू विल हैव डेटा ऑफ कि फ्लड्स पिछले 50 साल में कितनी दफ़ा आए हैं और कब आते हैं,
Yeah.
कौन से महीने में आते हैं, ऑल ऑफ दैट. तो यूजिंग दैट डेटा, यूजिंग सम ऑफ द probabilities that we work with, using mathematics and then using economic factors and then pricing a particular product is what actuaries do.
So I was reading about it and I came across this, like हम जब इंश्योरेंस खरीदते हैं तो इंश्योरेंस भी एक तरह का they do risk assessment.
जी.
सही है that how often is it possible that a person might get sick,
जी.
or they might be in a car crash. So how does that actually work? Like, for example, if I'm sitting right in front of you and if I tell you a few things about myself and the job that I do, will you be able to, like, using your experience of actuarial sciences, would be able to predict the risk that I'm going to be in? Is it like possible if we do it right now, or what do you need from me?
Not a lot, to be honest, because one of the biggest contributors of making those assumptions about your future sort of probability or of having a bad disease or having an accident, all of that. There are certain criteria that are very natural. For example, age is one. So if you're looking at someone who's like 60 in his or her 60s, so zahir hai usme you understand that the probability of them getting sick versus someone who's in 20s is definitely high. So that's one biggest criteria. Then there are other elements like the basic stuff of whether a person is obese or not, whether there's a inherent family में कोई history, has strong history of any diseases, things like that. कहाँ रहते हैं आप in terms of अगर आप US कैनेडा में रहते हैं तो जाहिर है वहाँ पे जो आपकी ओवरऑल कंडीशंस हैं जिसकी वजह से हेल्थ के इम्पैक्ट थोड़ा सा हेल्थ रिलेटिवली बेटर होती है लोगों की. You have more access to health related facilities and all of that, versus if you're living in say a tier 3 city in Pakistan. And so these are the sort of criteria we use to make an assumption in terms of how and what would be the right price for you to pay to get insurance. And that insurance can be for health, it could be for life, it could be even for for material things like car and mobiles and so on.
I think calling it mythical sciences won't be, an extension or anything, because I think with the work that you guys are doing, like predicting a future, predicting the risk, probably not future I would say, but predicting the risk, it almost sounds like it's mythical and not possible, but somehow math makes it work. So have you, like, nobody actually dreams, growing up they dream about becoming an actuary. हम बच्चे होते हैं तो हम बहुत ही basic professions की तरफ जा रहे होते हैं. So what was it always on your mind to become an actuary, या फिर how was your childhood like, कि क्या aspirations थी और किसने बताया आपको कि like there is something called actuarial sciences that you can actually come into?
Yeah, this is such an interesting question. I haven't come across in my 20 plus years in this profession of any colleague of mine, any fellow actuary of mine and in my network or even beyond, who actually thought of becoming an actuary while they were doing whatever, their A levels, O levels, whatever. And there are two reasons for that. And this is not just from a Pakistan perspective. It's common, quite common in most of the developing worlds and even in some developed markets as well. होता ये है कि हमारे यहाँ ख़ास तौर पे अगर हम अपने कल्चर की बात करें तो हमारे यहाँ फोकस होता है स्टेम पे. हमारे जहन में और हमारे पेरेंट्स के जहन में घूम फिर के वही 4 प्रोफेशंस हैं, मेडिसिन, चार्ट अकाउंटेंसी, and engineering and computer sciences and आजकल के ज़माने में AI and computer CS and all of that. और anybody, any student doing well in any of the sort of the science subjects are invariably pushed into these professions. I always joke, I used to joke with my parents as well कि आपने बचपन से मुझे बताया कि मेरा पैशन क्या है, आपने बताया है कि मेरा पैशन क्या है. So होता यही है कि because of that everybody is either into computer sciences और या फिर चार्ट अकाउंट बनना है या फिर इंजीनियर बनना है या फिर डॉक्टर बनना. इसकी वजह से फोकस सारा उधर होता है. द थिंग इज़ कि मेरे अपने केस में भी और बहुत सारे मेरे कॉलीग्स के केस में भी वी गॉट टू नो अबाउट दिस प्रोफेशन थ्रू बाय फ्लूक, बाय एक्सीडेंट.
Okay.
So I was good in maths. I was, I had maths was my passion always. So I was doing masters in applied mathematics, and I remember a friend of mine who also was in my same class had a cousin who was visiting from the US. और उससे हम मिले तो उसने कहा कि what are you guys doing? And he said we are doing maths. And he said अच्छा तो why aren't you looking at actual sciences? And we looked at him and said what is that? And then
And this is how old were you at that time?
This was in my 20s, early 20s, because
Okay.
I was in my master's program. And we said अच्छा ये क्या चीज़ होती है? उनका तुम लोगों को नहीं पता actual science? हमने कहा नहीं. And he actually guided us कि ये Society of Actuaries है, just go on their website or connect with them. And we connected, we wrote to them and they wrote back and we thought okay fine, चलो ये maths है, maths से related subject है, it's different to computer sciences. Everybody at that time was also into computer sciences. आज जैसे आजकल है, आजकल और कोई AI, machine learning, computer sciences, बस यही एक समझते हैं कि this is the, apart from engineering of course. So we gave the first paper, we passed it, we said, wow, this is something interesting, ये हो सकता है. And we gave the second paper, we passed it, and as soon as you pass the second paper, you start getting good job offers. And we probably will talk about it, but this is one profession where you really don't need to invest a lot. You just need to know exactly what you need to do and where you start, and the rest is taken care of by the future employers. So that's how most, if you ask any actuary, most of them will say the same thing, is a similar story. They got to know about it by chance, या family में किसी ने बता दिया होगा या किसी दोस्त ने बता दिया होगा. कोई शुरू से ये बचपन से ये नहीं सोचता कि जी मुझे बड़े होकर एक्चुअली बनना है.
So when you told your parents or your friends that this is what I'm going to study, so what was their very first reaction?
ये क्या प्रोफेशन है, ये क्या चीज़ है?
I think अभी भी ये फेस करने को तो मिलता ही होगा. ये क्या, what is it actually do?
Yeah, and so much so that in an interesting story, I would never tell anyone कि मैं actual sciences कर रहा हूँ, because I knew as soon as I would say कि मैं I'm into actual sciences, the first question would be, and justifiably so, कि ये है क्या? फिर मुझे 15 मिनट लगेंगे ये समझाने में कि जी ये है क्या, और उसके बाद भी चांसेस है कि उनको बहुत ज़्यादा समझ नहीं आएगा और फिर वो होगा कि पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हो. तो मैं इनवेरिएबली कह देता था कि मैं फाइनेंस रिलेटेड एक फील्ड है उसमें कर रहा हूँ, और इट्स मोर इनटू फाइनेंस एंड सो ऑन. It's still true to today as well, and lack of awareness is our biggest, I would say, issue. And those who know about it know how rewarding a career it offers.
So yeah, I would like you to explain the last part that you said, and this is what I personally have been watching when I was researching about this podcast. मैं जितनी videos के across आ रही थी, मैं जितनी posts देख रही थी, उस सब में एक चीज़ बहुत commonly सामने आई, and that was the highest paying profession. Every single person was encouraging the fact that this is the highest paying profession. So why is it a highest paying profession? मतलब, and like if I were to ask you a ballpark figure, and why, मतलब क्या है ऐसा इसके अंदर that is so high paying?
देखें, दो वजूहात हैं जिसकी वजह से ये हाई पेइंग है एक्चुअल साइंसेस, और ये ऐसा नहीं कि आज है. जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था उस वक्त भी था, 10 साल पहले भी था, आज भी है. और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि सिर्फ उन मार्केट्स में बहुत हाई पेइंग है जहाँ पे एक्चुअरीज की कमी है. पहली जो यूनिवर्सल बात है वो ये कि एक्चुअरीज की कमी दुनिया में हर मार्केट में है. डेवलप्ड मार्केट्स में भी कमी है, शायद वहाँ थोड़ी कम कमी है, लेकिन है, और डेवलपिंग मार्केट्स लाइक द साउथ एशिया, मिडल ईस्ट, अफ्रीका एंड सो ऑन, यहाँ पे तो डेफिनेटली बहुत शदीद कमी है. जब डिमांड किसी चीज़ की ज़्यादा होती है और सप्लाई कम होती है तो जाहिर है उसकी वैल्यू ज़्यादा होती है. बेसिक
ऐसा ही है, हाँ.
इकोनॉमिक्स का उसूल है. लेकिन अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट द अदर रीज़न इज़ कि ये हाइपिंग इसलिए क्योंकि देयर आर टू एस्पेक्ट्स टू इट. इट्स अ वेरी it's not easy to become an actuary. You have to work really, really hard. You have to study hard. You have to work hard at the same time. So it's not easy. Not everybody can become an actuary, but a lot of them do, and a lot of them can, which is why we have so many Pakistani actuaries. And maybe we'll talk about it, but it's one profession जिसने पाकिस्तान को बहुत बड़ा नाम दिया है. Not many people know about it. So because of being rigorous, because it's a fairly sort of the whole pathway is a bit longer. आपको 3, 4, 5 साल लग जाते हैं एक्चुअली बनने में. In my time 7 साल लगते थे एवरेज. अब तकरीबन 5 से 6 साल फिर भी लगते हैं. So that is also one of the factors. But the important factor is, and the real reason, because why actuaries are so in demand and is so high paying, is because of the work that they do.
Okay.
So it's very impactful. जो वो जो मैं से अभी हमने बात की, जैसे वो प्रिडिक्शन की जो एक एलिमेंट है, फ्यूचर रिस्क असेसमेंट का जो एक एलिमेंट है, इसकी वजह से कंपनीज को सॉल्वेंट रहने के लिए एक्चुअली की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. वेदर लाइफ इंश्योरेंस हो, वेदर पेंशन्स हो, वेदर हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस हो. तो उसमें जो काम वो करते हैं उसका इम्पैक्ट आम लोगों तक बहुत है, और उसका इम्पैक्ट यानी बहुत सारे लोगों तक है, पब्लिक तक है.
Okay.
तो इसलिए दे आर इन डिमांड. द वर्क दैट डू इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. And of course there are very few of them. So all of this combined, they are they've always been in demand. Be recent, US mein there is a survey that's done by one of the large newspaper sort of structure, which actually ranks jobs every year. And over the last maybe 20 years or so, I've never seen actual profession going down in the ranking. वो टॉप 10 में हमेशा रहता ही है. I mean different parameters के तहत वो उसको चेक करते हैं, लेकिन invariably it's always in the top 10.
Okay.
And this is the US market, by the way, which is far more developed. They have far many actuaries in markets, in the growing markets in our part of the world. So definitely this is much more higher.
Okay. So let's say if somebody maybe who's right now, watching this conversation and they get inspired and they are good at math and everything else. So if they want to apply for this first, so what is the exact procedure for somebody to actually come into actuarial sciences? Are there universities? Because I was looking at that IBA, CBM and Salim Habib University, they are offering BS in actuarial sciences. तो क्या क्राइटेरिया होता है? लाइक इज इट, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मेडिकल या इंजीनियरिंग फील्ड में अगर आपको आना है तो यू हैव टू हैव अ सर्टेन परसेंटेज, अ सर्टेन ग्रेड आपके पास होना चाहिए, एंड देन यू गेट एडमिशन इन हाई गुड यूनिवर्सिटीज. सो इज इट द सेम विद द एक्चुरियल प्रोफेशन एज वेल? And if somebody wants to apply, what is the procedure? How does the paper pattern looks like? कितने papers होते हैं? क्या probability है pass करने की? So just walk us through it.
So yeah, it's again one of those very few professions जहाँ पे कोई prerequisite नहीं है.
I see.
So unlike other professions where you need to have say bachelor's, or you need to have an articleship if we talk about chartered accountancy and so on. Actual sciences में enter होने के लिए there are no prerequisites. Interestingly, मेरे ज़माने में a lot of my friends started right after their A levels. They did not even go through a formal university undergrad program. So you can do that even now. I know some students in these times जो कि actually right after A levels वो इस profession में enter हो गए हैं. So that's one way. Not that I'm saying that undergrad degree कोई value नहीं. Definitely undergrad degree, gives you a kind of sort of the background, the support, the foundations essentially. Any undergrad degree works. Again, as there are no prerequisites, so you could have an undergrad degree, or you could be enrolled in an undergrad degree in maths, in stats, in computer sciences, in actual sciences, just like the 3 universities or 3 or 4 universities that are there in Karachi. तो अगर आप इन किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में, आप किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी में किसी भी स्टेम फील्ड के अंडरग्रेड स्टूडेंट हैं, you can enter into actual sciences. So that's one.
Okay.
There are no prerequisites.
Sahi.
So all you have to do is you have to sign up for our free affiliate membership. SOA is free affiliate membership. It's available on a website. You sign up for that. आपको सारी resources open हो जाएंगी which will tell you about कि profession है क्या, actually करते क्या हैं, किस तरह से बनते हैं, and all of that. In terms of pathway, the way it works is that it's essentially a self-study structured program. So there are 6 exams. मेरे ज़माने में ज़्यादा थे, अब कम है. गुड फॉर द यंगर पॉपुलेशन.
बट ऐसा तो नहीं ना कि वो 6 उन्होंने उतनों के बराबर कर दिए.
नहीं 6 है अभी भी बहुत हैवी, बट दे आर स्टिल आई थिंक लेस देन the 13 or 14 that I had to pass to become an associate. So 6 exam hai. You start with the first 2 exams are both mathematical, essentially mathematical in nature. So you can start those exams while you're studying in a university. And then, as you graduate out, you immediately, because you have a couple of exams under your belt out of the 6 that are required to become an actuary, at least associate, the first level, you get a job immediately. और फिर बाकी सारे एग्ज़ाम्स आप ऑन द जॉब देते हैं. तो उस लिहाज से 6 एग्ज़ाम हैं. तकरीबन साल में 6 दफ़ा होते हैं ये पहले 2 एग्ज़ाम, and then the rest happen every 4 months or so. So it generally takes around, if you pass exams in the first try, you probably will do it within 3 years. Not everybody passes on the first try. Failures are very common, but ये कि generally speaking 3-3.5 साल में you can become an associate, and then a further couple of years for your fellowship. That's about it. So that's the pathway. Exams are held at Prometric centers around the country, and you can just register for an exam directly at the SOA's website.
Right. Okay. So you have worked within Pakistan, and you have worked at the global regional stage as well. So what's the single biggest gap that you see between how the profession operates here वर्सेस इंटरनेशनली? जैसे हमने बात करी कि पाकिस्तान में बहुत से लोग अभी भी अवेयर नहीं हैं, ठीक है, बट इंटरनेशनली देयर इज मोर अवेयरनेस. सो इज इट द अवेयरनेस इशू, इज इट द एजुकेशन एक्सेस, इंडस्ट्री डिमांड का मसला है, या फिर देयर इज अनदर रीजन बिहाइंड इट कि व्हाई इज इट सो कॉमन इंटरनेशनली and less common here in Pakistan, from the perspective of someone who has worked in both the regions?
जी देखिए, एक चीज़ कॉमन है हर जगह, और वो है डिमांड. जैसे हमने बात की, एक्चुअरियल स्किल सेट की डिमांड दुनिया में हर जगह है. डेवलपिंग वर्ल्ड में बहुत ज़्यादा है, डेवलप्ड वर्ल्ड में कम है, लेकिन है वहाँ पे भी डिमांड. तो डिमांड चूँकि ज़्यादा है, और आपको इंडस्ट्री में देयर ऑलवेज हैव एम्प्लॉयर्स लुकिंग फॉर एक्चुअरीज, तो इसलिए मसला उस साइड पे नहीं है कि यू हैव इशू विद actuaries not getting jobs. I've never seen any actuary not getting a job. I mean, jobs generally come to them. The issue is, the biggest, I would say, factor है, differentiation है between developing worlds and developed worlds is वहाँ पे, as you mentioned also, awareness थोड़ी बेहतर है. So there are universities, a lot of universities with actual sciences programs. People know about actuaries. People know about, because in essentially financial systems में everybody knows there are actuaries working in insurance companies, in pension funds, in even in the government sector and so on. So awareness ज़्यादा बेहतर है. इसकी वजह से वहाँ पे बच्चे जो है वो यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे ही ये डिसीजन ले लेते हैं कि they want to move into the actual science profession. हमारे यहाँ और डेवलपिंग वर्ल्ड में, विद नॉट जस्ट पाकिस्तान बट अराउंड द रीजन, awareness is the biggest single sort of factor. I know for sure, if I look back and see my own class, I can easily see at least 50% of them having that, that sort of capacity intellectually and otherwise to become actuaries. Only two of us actually made it. Why? Because not because we were more smarter. I think they were far more smarter people there in my class than I ever was. It was just because of a lack of awareness. So awareness ka issue hai that I think holds us back, and that's something that we are at SOA trying to
Yeah.
sort as well.
So apart from Society of Actuaries, SOA, there are other, actuarial societies as well. I'm not remembering the names right now. So what makes SOA stand apart from the rest of them?
देखिए, there are a number of factors. SOA is the world's largest actuarial association. Almost 35,000 members. We pretty much have twice as large members and candidates than the other actuarial societies. That's one. It's a US based system. That's and a US based sort of education system is a little bit different. For example, as I mentioned, we don't have prerequisites. US based systems में prerequisite नहीं होते. आप irrespective of whatever wherever you're coming from. I know some people are not from maths background actually getting into actual science and becoming successful actuaries. So उस perspective से there are no prerequisites. We are truly global. The credential that we offer, the ASA and the FSA, you can work in any market if you have those three credentials against your name. You can actually go and work in US, in Canada, in Australia, and in Europe, in Middle East, Africa. So the world really opens up. I know so many actuaries, Pakistani actuaries, यहाँ से start किया, and now they are CEOs of large companies in the UK, in Middle East, in Canada, in the US. So we offer a truly global credential. Because we don't have prerequisites, there are no sort of barriers to entry. और फिर ये कि because we are making a very conscious effort of becoming more global and making sure that we are available, our pathway is available to a lot of markets. We are also working on and in fact worked on making it more affordable.
Okay.
And we are working, of course, towards awareness issue as well. So the resources that SOA brings to the table to the developing world, I think are far more than other actual associations could do.
Right. Okay. So a lot of times when we look at professions from a distance, तो वहाँ पर there is always gender disparity happening. ठीक है. So अगर for example आप medical universities में जाएं, so you see 80 to 90% women and 10% boys, but however we end up having more male doctors and female doctors somehow. And then अगर आप engineering side पर जाएं, तो there are male more compared to females. So what is the scenario here? Like यहाँ पर do we have more female actuaries or more male actuaries? Yeah, it's a balance.
It used to be more male dominated many years ago. In my time, we had a few, my colleagues were women, and they were probably the pioneers. I mean, I know the first Pakistani female actuary was from essentially my batch. She still works here in Pakistan, by the way. Then there were others who went on and completed their fellowship and now work in the UK and in the US and so on. It is, I'm very pleased to see that it's changing now. We now have far many more girls coming into the profession than ever in the past.
Okay.
Or to be honest, I have more sort of, I really feel that they can contribute a lot and they can become successful actuaries far more than what they were able to do in the past. And there are many reasons we can talk about why this is happening. बट अगर आप आजकल के सिनेरियो में देखें तो देर आर फार मैनी गर्ल्स दैट आर वर्किंग टूवर्ड्स बिकमिंग एक्चुअरीज, not just in Pakistan but across even the Arab world, and which is great to see.
So, being an actuarial scientist, are you scared of AI?
जैसे आज से 20 साल पहले एक्सेल नहीं थी तो लोग रजिस्टर पे करते थे वही काम, जो सारा काम अब उसके बाद एक्सेल ने आके ले लिया, तो उस वक्त ये परेशानी होती थी कि ये एक्सेल आ जाएगी तो फिर लोग या इसी किस्म के टूल्स आ जाएंगे तो फिर लोग जो है वो कैसे काम करेंगे, ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी। ऐसा नहीं हुआ ये कि उनका वो वाला पोर्शन काम का जो कि वो हाथ से करते थे वो उन्होंने एक्सेल पे करना शुरू कर दिया, लेकिन जब वो एक्सेल पे आप जो भी कुछ कर रहे हैं नंबर्स के साथ, उसके बाद उसकी कोई इंसाइट तो है ना उसकी, उसको कहीं कुछ यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन दैट नंबर इन सम वे दैट हैज सम इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर बिजनेस। उसके लिए यू स्टिल नीड दैट इंसाइट, दैट बिजनेस सेंस, द बिजनेस एक्यूमेन that actuaries have. So what will happen is in future is that most of the work that we are getting done through ये जो tools हैं वो हमें AI करके दे देगा। Maybe अगर हमें एक दिन लगता है कुछ काम करने में because of the the tools that we use today, वो शायद 5 मिनट में कर देगा, लेकिन वो जो बाकी टाइम बचेगा उसमें एक्चुअली को अपना इंसाइट यूज़ तो करना पड़ेगा, वो हमेशा रहेगा, वो कभी नहीं जाएगा।
Well, I hope कि आपकी जॉब सलामत रहे और AI उसको बर्बाद ना करे, because I think that is what's going on around the world.
Yeah.
AI, every single person around is using AI. So अच्छा, उसी से मुझे एक और चीज़ याद आई when you were talking about the papers being hard. So just this morning when I was looking at the videos of SOA, so it was a very funny video. If I get a chance, I'll send it over to you. So it was like a person was sitting in an airplane right next to the exit door. So the air hostess, she comes in and she says ke you cannot sit there, and the person was an actuarial scientist or aiming to be one. So he said, why can I not sit here? So she said, because you have to open it in the first try. But you can't possibly, a lot of people has this thought that you can't pass it on the very first try.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, did you pass it on the first try?
No, I
did
didn't.
not. Okay.
So some papers I passed on the first try, but some of them, the real difficult ones, it took a little while. But and then it's pretty much similar to a lot of my colleagues. Even now, I have hardly come across anyone who's passed every exam on the first try. There are few exceptions. There are always few exceptions. One of my friends actually did that. He's in the UK right now. But generally speaking, you do fail a few times, and that's fine. That's just part and parcel of the whole process of becoming actuary.
But isn't that like, if you fail, for example, if I talk about myself, I remember flunking a course back in my pharmacy days, so it broke me, and my motivation when I got back home, and it was a very I think first semester tha, so my motivation was down the drain, and I was like, I can't do this, I can't study, मैं पढ़ ही नहीं सकती. And eventually आप organic chemistry से medicinal की तरफ आते हैं, so it's a very big shift, and so मेरी तो motivation बिल्कुल zero थी, and it took me a long time to gain that back. So now that you have made up your mind that you have to study actuarial sciences, but आप पहले attempt में ही fail हो गए, so what kept you motivated?
Well, to be honest, I know actuaries जिन्होंने अपनी पहला पेपर fail किया था.
Like first. And I think that's probably the biggest hindrance in terms of because you start questioning कि यार ये तो पहले ही पेपर पास नहीं किया मैंने पहले अटेम्प्ट में, तो I mean, is this really for me? It is difficult. It is. I wouldn't say it's easy. You have to be resilient. You have that tenacity and that drive and commitment कि नहीं कोई बात नहीं, मुझे जो है ये हो गया, पेपर फेल हो गया, but I can do it. And you do get a lot of support from anyone and everyone around you, and which is why mentorships are very common in actual sciences. Almost every student will have a few mentors, and they will all sort of push each other, encourage each other. कोई बात नहीं, all of that. मैंने जब पेपर फेल किया था तो उस दिन मैं डिसाइड कर लिया था कि नहीं अब मैं मेडिसिन में जाऊँगा, मुझे ये करनी नहीं फील्ड. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स 2 days later my friends, they came and they sort of motivated, encouraged me, and then I came back on track. So it happens, but I think you just need a lot of resilience, a lot of that drive and commitment.
and I have seen people failing exams 4 times, and still making through finally. So it's not uncommon. It's and because you're actually working as well, so you don't have that problem कि जी अब मुझे मैंने fail कर लिया है तो फिर मैं job कैसे मिलेगी and all of that. You don't have that issue. You are working and you are studying. So even if you fail once, you can continue working, you continue to earn good money and all of that, and then you pick yourself up, you give up, and so and then start preparing for the next attempt, and so on.
So I think it's more related to your mindset, that you have your mindset to it, and you just have to keep going.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Which is why anybody asks me कि भाई मैं मेरे अंदर क्या है, आप बताएं वो क्या एलिमेंट्स होने चाहिए जिसकी वजह से मैं एक्चुअली बन सकता हूँ, तो मैं कहता हूँ ज़ाहिर है मैथ्स इज़ अ बेसिक थिंग. यू नीड टू like maths. If you love maths, that's great, but you must like maths. It doesn't mean that you have to have a background in maths. I know, as I mentioned, a lot of newer actuaries are from the business background and so on. So you need to like maths. You need to have that resolve in you कि नहीं कोई बात नहीं है, irrespective I'm going to become an actuary. That resilience is what is most important. That commitment is most important. There is no other way. You have to keep in mind कि जी बस मैं इस प्रोफेशन में आ गया हूँ, अब मुझे इस प्रोफेशन में कंप्लीट करना है इसको. And you eventually do go through those. That's not an issue. I haven't seen, interestingly, I haven't seen hardly one or two examples in my many years in serving in this market of people leaving the profession or or passing a couple of exams. ऐसा
Right.
कभी नहीं होता.
अच्छा.
लोग एक दो इम्तिहान जो पास कर लेते हैं वो इवेंचुअली बनते हैं actually. बहुत कम ऐसे जिन्होंने फिर छोड़ दिया because they wanted to get into something else, and so on. But मैंने ये किसी को नहीं देखा कि उसने फेल करते 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 इवेंचुअली वो छोड़ दिया. वो people actually eventually, if you have that commitment and resilience, you invariably pass. So yeah, it's difficult to so that those are the basic ingredients. You have to have that drive and commitment and tenacity inside you, and you must like maths.
You must like maths. It's definitely not for me. No. मैंने metric में भी बहुत मुश्किल से maths पढ़ी थी. Then I was like, thank God, no more mathematics. And then statistics came in my very first year of pharmaceutical sciences. So that was a nightmare for me. So definitely not for me. So let's say if, a boy or a girl from a family not very financially stable, they come across this interview and they find out, yeah, this is a very highest paying job और मुझे तो maths भी पसंद है, but I cannot afford doing this, taking these exams or becoming an actuary, going through the entire process. मेरे लिए मुश्किल है invest करना पैसा. So what are the options for them?
Okay, so again, this is another myth that I have seen in the market. कि ये बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है, एक्चुअल प्रोफेशन परसू करना बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. इन रियलिटी ऐसा है नहीं.
Okay.
And I tell you, this is one of very few professions where you just need to invest a little in your studies, and then the rest is taken care of by someone else. And by someone else, I mean essentially in most cases the employers.
Okay.
So as I said, आपने करना ये है, you don't even need to have an undergrad degree. You can immediately after your inter or A levels, you invest in the first two exams. Just invest in your first two exams, and that's about it. Because as soon as you pass those exams, you will get an employment almost immediately.
Okay.
And then the rest of the exam cost, exam registration fee cost, exam prep material cost, and even the modules, and then sometimes you have to go and attend professionalism course to complete your credential. All of that is generally paid for by the employer. So you don't need to invest in yourself. अच्छा, अब करना आपको क्या है, आपको सिर्फ 2 पेपर या 3 पेपर के ऊपर इन्वेस्ट करना है. जनरली जो SLIT फैक्ट्रीज के पेपर्स हैं, द फर्स्ट 2 कॉस्ट अराउंड $250-$275. लेकिन उसमें भी वी रिसेंटली दिस ईयर announced a discount scheme
Okay.
For markets like Pakistan based on World Bank's criteria of the tiered sort of countries. So Pakistan के लिए all exams are discounted by 40%. So you end up paying 150, 165 or something like that dollars. That's the only investment that you need. Exam prep material, there are so एग्ज़ाम रजिस्ट्रेशन तो साइट ऑफ एक्चुअलीज से हो जाती है, लेकिन एग्ज़ाम प्रिपरेशन मटेरियल के लिए आपको किसी स्पेसिफिक एग्ज़ाम प्रिपरेशन की कंपनीज का मटेरियल सॉर्ट ऑफ यूज़ करना होता है. देयर आर 5-6 ऑफ देम जो कि ये मटेरियल बनाती हैं. Something that I keep telling all the young students that understanding the content is one thing. So actual content kya hai, the theory and all of that is one thing. That's one subject. How to pass an actuarial exam is an entirely different subject.
Okay.
So you may know a lot of good material, the whole content by heart, but you may still fail because you wouldn't, if you don't know how to attempt an exam question, how exam questions are structured, what sort of way you have to sort of time them and all of that, then you invariably will not pass. So because of that, we all students use the exam prep material prepared specifically for actual students by some of these companies. Interestingly, one of those companies have now made the first 2 of their exam prep materials totally free.
Okay.
सो ये वहाँ से आपको वो फ्री मिल जाएगा. हमारा ऑलरेडी 40% डिस्काउंटेड है. सो आपको पहले एग्ज़ाम के लिए दैट $160 और जो हैं वो सिर्फ आपको इन्वेस्ट करने हैं. यू डू दैट फॉर द फर्स्ट 2 एग्जाम्स. The chances are that you will get a job immediately. And then you don't have to worry about the cost of exams, the cost of exam prep material and all of that. All employers, almost all employers I know in most of the markets I work in, वो सारी कॉस्ट बेयर करते हैं. वो इनफैक्ट स्टडी लीव्स भी देते हैं.
Okay.
In my days we would get 18 days leaves before every exam. I think the same now as well. You probably have different employers depending on their policies, वो leaves भी देते हैं. So पढ़ने की टाइम भी देते हैं, पढ़ने का सारा मटेरियल भी प्रोवाइड करते हैं. आपने सिर्फ पढ़ना होता है.
Because eventually when they get someone like you, and somebody who's playing such a big part in their company, in their policies, so investing in that person is eventually going to benefit them only.
Yes.
And that is very less with other professions, I think.
Yes.
बाकी professions में तो ये होता है ना कि आप invest करेंगे तो ज़्यादा chances ये होते हैं बंदा निकल के किसी और जगह चला जाएगा. So इस डर से भी लोग invest नहीं करते employee building पे या L&D पे basically. But यहाँ पर तो if they're investing and if you're becoming someone more, paper आप pass कर लें तो it is an eventual benefit for them one way or another. So you talked about awareness not being very common in Pakistan. So if I were to ask you summarize it for me कि SOA awareness point of view से क्या कर रहा है पाकिस्तान में, because I was coming across a very handful of universities offering this program. So when we have so many universities offering different kinds of programs, so what steps are being taken by SOA to make universities aware या convince them कि introduce these this course as well, या this subject as well for the youth to choose?
ये बिल्कुल. So as we talked about, demand side का तो issue है ही नहीं. So there are lots of demand. The only thing is कि supply और potential supply को we have to make them more aware of the profession. The best way to do that is, as you rightly pointed out, is through university partnerships. So we've been working very closely with many universities in Pakistan, trying to convince them कि जी आप actual sciences और scientific factories की recognition ले लें. We have a recognition tiered sort of structure जो हम offer करते हैं universities को. And they can sort of be our sort of recognized universities, the US bodies recognized university. IBA got that recognition.
Yes.
They were the first university. They are the first university in Pakistan to get that recognition, and they also actually got a higher level of recognition in the first attempt. So we're talking to other universities as well कि आप वो recognition लें. उससे होगा ये कि उससे awareness बढ़ती है students और potential students में कि अच्छा ठीक है ये university है, ये recognized है, ये actual sciences का program offer कर रही है, तो इसमें हमें यकीनन इसको एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए. We also have created a Pakistani subcommittee of the Society of Actuaries, a large.
Yes, Pakistan Society of Actuaries,
ये
PSOA.
PSOA तो एक पाकिस्तान की अपनी सोसाइटी है,
Okay.
and that has been in existence for 20 years now. I was part of PSOA for a long time. बट हमने एक वॉल्टियर स्टूडेंट्स, यंग स्टूडेंट्स के को इकट्ठा करके एक वॉल्टियर ग्रुप बनाया है, पाकिस्तान सब कमेटी ऑफ सोसाइटी ऑफ एक्चुअलीज मिडल ईस्ट
Okay.
अफ्रीका एंड पाकिस्तान कमेटी. वी कॉल इट द मैप कमेटी. ये सब कमेटी है पाकिस्तान फोकस्ड, and they are doing a very good job in terms of making this profession more aware within the sort of the student population. That's our target audience. We organized an event last year in Karachi, wherein we actually called in high schoolers as well.
Okay.
From a couple of schools, because हमारे यहाँ you're aware के जो the way it works is that क्या करना है ज़िंदगी में is decided well in advance in terms of ये वाले subject लेने हैं because you have to become an engineer or whatever. So it's important to inculcate that there is a profession out there like actual profession. So at the right time, so that people are think about it during their sort of A level stage. So we organized one event last year. We are organizing another event in September this year, again
Okay.
targeting students from colleges, universities, and even high schools. Making them more aware. We have our Pakistan subcommittee going out into colleges, talking about the profession, letting them know about the profession, and so on. So, and then we are trying to do that through media as well, and then so on, just to make them aware of the profession more.
Right. Okay. So to wrap this up, Zen, if somebody who's 20 years old and is listening to this podcast, he or she is really good at math. So two things. What should their first step actually be? And apart from being good at math, what other qualities, they should possess that, qualifies them as a right person for actuarial sciences? So one message to them on these 2 points.
So the first point is that it's very easy. As I said, they should just sign up for the affiliate membership of Society of Actuaries. It's a free sort of membership. It offers them a lot of resources. कैसे बनते हैं, क्या तरीका है, इवन मेंटर्स उसमें आप सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और वो आपको मेंटरिंग करेंगे in terms of how you start the process. They can connect with me as well. So if you are an affiliate member, then you get a lot of information in deciding the whole process and so on. So that's the first step that they should do. It's a free sort of membership, so it doesn't take a lot to become an affiliate member. The second element is that maths, as we talked about, is essential.
Essential.
I wouldn't say it's it's a prerequisite in a true sense. As I said, लोग different background से भी आए हैं, लेकिन आपको mathematical skill set जो होती है ना, critical thinking and थोड़ा सा quantitative आपका अगर mind हो तो that helps a lot.
Okay.
The other thing is that you just need to have that drive and that commitment and that tenacity.
Resilience,
That
I would
resilience,
say.
yeah. You have to have
And
that.
even if you fail, then you
Yeah.
keep continuing
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
a very bright
Yeah,
future
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. So these are the two elements, and the good thing is in Pakistan, I see that all the ingredients that are required for someone to become an actuary are pretty much there in the market. As I
Right.
said, I look around and I see so many young boys and girls who have that both the resilience, the capacity, the intellectual capacity, the drive, and are good in maths as well. They just don't know about the profession. If somehow they knew about it, they would have easily become pass exams and so on. And a lot of one more thing is that it also opens a door. Not that it's good for our country, but it's a reality we live in, for global mobility.
Okay.
जो भी actuary बनता है, if you talk to most of the actuaries who are working in the industry in Pakistan right now, they will tell you that it's very difficult to hold on to someone once they qualify, because they start getting job offers from all over the world and so on. And we have Pakistani actuaries working in the Middle East, a number of them at very high, sort of high stature jobs, in Canada, in the UK, in the US, and then so on. So it also offers that path if you're really interested,
Yeah.
to be in terms of global mobility. But not to say that those working in Pakistan are are behind in any sense. They do great work. Yeah, lots of actuaries here that are really contributing to the
I
society.
believe Pakistanis has all the potential.
They
We're just
have,
underestimated
absolutely.
people. Well, thank you so much, Zen. I think this conversation is going to be very enlightening for a lot of people. It was definitely for me, for somebody who has never heard about this, and I'm surprised to know what I've learned today. I would keep emphasizing on the fact that anybody watching this, that as Zen said, a very highest paying profession. So it is definitely worth looking into, specifically if you're good at math. So thank you once again for joining us, and I hope that this helps a lot of younger people watching this.
I do hope so as well, and it is a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.